Market is, by the way, surging. It's up 62 points. We've made a new high for the day, which is also, of course, a new all-time high, which is 18,631. Let's see if this can hold. But this is quite incredible overall what we're seeing. 2:1, over 2:1 is basically the advanced decline ratio that we have at this point. Rima, we have the management of Muthoot Finance now joining us. And it's one of those stocks. Let's just have the stock up for a quick bit. You know, it's seen a huge amount of wealth destruction, huge underperformer, and for many quarters in a row, I mean, numbers have underwhelmed as well. So it'll be interesting to hear from management in terms of are things changing in the third quarter now. Prima.
All right. In fact, channel checks by ICICI Securities also suggest that Muthoot recently decreased its rate for higher ticket size customers and that they are offering lower rates than usual for takeover loans. George Alexander Muthoot, the MD at Muthoot Finance, is joining us on the show now. Good morning. This is Rima here. So we keep hearing that how you are facing your industry gold loan financing NBFCs are facing increasing competition from banks. They're eating into your market share. And now, as I said, channel checks seem to suggest that you are lowering your rates to draw in more customers, to get more business. Could you tell us first if there is truth to it? Have you brought down your rates? By how much? Will it have an impact on your NIMs? And have you ceded market share, sir?
Okay, thank you. Good morning. I think first talking about competition. Competition is there in every industry. Any industry which does not have a competition, it also shows that there is something wrong with that industry. So if there is good competition in the gold loan space, it definitely both says that it is a good industry and growing industry. The sectoral growth is there. So we have seen competition, etc., coming here. One thing I would like to add at this stage, gold loan industry as such has now gained respectability. 20 years back, it does not have this much of respectability because I also remember that 15 years back or so, when we went public, everybody had misconception about what is gold loan, what is the end use, is it a consumption loan, it's only consumption, etc., etc. To some extent, there was a Kerala minister who also said that the gold loan industry consumption is for consumption of liquor. That means people are taking gold loan. See, now that is all vindicated. Our stand is vindicated. The banks are definitely going about it, and that is what is happening now. Now, if you ask about the market share, see, the market share of banks, see, till about a year back, the bank's loan portfolio, there was it is not in the public domain what was constituents of the bank's loan portfolio. Today, in the last 1 year, yes, banks are now saying that they have loan portfolio, gold loan portfolio. Many banks are now saying they have a loan portfolio, 15,000, 20,000, even 1 lakh crore. So definitely it is a competition with banks or the market share of banks. It cannot be a meaningful discussion at this stage because the information from the banks have just come in. So that is about the market share. Now you are asking about the interest rates. Yes, we had done ultra-low teaser rates, maybe about 7-8 months back. We had done ultra-low teaser rates, definitely to shore up our customers, to get more customers, etc. It proved useful. We got a lot of customers, but it also had an impact on our net interest margins. So there was a
Mr. Muthoot, if I can come in there. Mr. Muthoot, good morning. Good morning. We'll come to rates and what you will do from here because those teaser rates no longer exist, right? I mean, you're not. But just, you know, I've been, I think for the last 6-7 interactions that we've had, for almost that period, that 1 year that you said, 1 year back, banks were not disclosing what proportion of their books were gold loans. Now they are. And that has been the big worry, competition, right? Every interaction we've talked about that, you've said, well, it's not, you know, our position is very entrenched. We are, of course, the leader and you are. But incrementally what happens matters, right? And that's why I think my colleague was talking about the share of gold loans and where you're at and what's happening in the market. Because banks are clearly very aggressive in that space. So if you can tell us briefly what's happening.
See, the loans are ultra short-term loans. These are all, the average tenure of a gold loan is only 5 months, 6 months. That's the average tenure. So if you look at our portfolio also, it does not degrow. It is stable. Maybe the growth, which was about 20% earlier, is now about 2 or 3% only. But then we have not degrown, because if we do not do fresh lending, our loan book will become zero in 6 months' time. So if our loan book is holding steady, it is not degrowing. It also means that we are still lending. Customers are still coming. There are a set of customers going to banks also, because banks have more than 70,000 branches all over the country. So they are aggressive. They may be doing it, but we are also doing it. So it is not the end of the NBFC's gold loan, etc. We have our own customers. Customers will come to us. But then, of course, as all this competition is there, the growth has tapered. We should see it coming back maybe shortly. That's what I could say at this stage.
All right. Hi, sir. Good morning. So give us a sense. Your AUM growth, I think you're targeting is around 8%, is around 10%. Do you see a downside risk to this? And also, what would be the NIMs that you're looking at? Given that the cost of funds are increasing, what kind of a range are you looking at?
What you said, we had started an ultra low teaser rate that is not there now. But of course, we have differential rates for differential pricing. So we try to maintain our NIM. So the NIM had taken a beating maybe in the last quarter one and quarter two. But now, because of the ultra low teaser rates is not there, it has now started inching upwards. And we should see the NIM hovering around 11 to 12%.
Okay, so you're maintaining your guidance of net interest margins of 11 to 12%. Generally, if you could tell us, what is the growth rate on AUM that you've penciled in for FY23? So you are maintaining your market share. So just want to get that. How fast is the industry growing then?
So, as I told you, the industry is also growing. Now, banks are now publishing their gold loan
AUM growth,
etc. So they should be growing. We are also growing. We expect the growth in this QH2 to be about around 10%.
All right, around 10%. That same ICICI Securities note, which my colleague Rima was talking about earlier, Mr. Muthoot, also saying that these ultra-low teaser rates, I mean, they hurt margins, but they don't get you customers. It's not worked in the past. They kind of go back to an episode, I think, in 2014 or so, when you had these these very low teaser rates for about 7 quarters. They've analyzed the impact then and now. Are these going to keep making a comeback, these teaser rates, or you think you're done with them as a strategy?
No, what I said is, again, you should understand, unlike a home loan or a personal loan or a vehicle loan, it's not a 5-year, 10-year, 15-year loan. The average tenure is only 5 months. So whatever teaser rates you do, the loan gets that's closed in the very short time. So it's not that we give a loan and it remains in our books for years together. No. So teaser rates are there. We will definitely do differential pricing. I don't say teaser rates, definitely differential pricing rates. We have been doing for decades, we have been doing this differential pricing. Higher rates in some geographies, higher rates for some customers, LTV-based lending, etc. So that is what we have been doing. But I think there is one thing which I forgot to mention here. I think you're all aware that Muthoot Finance has been classified by the Reserve Bank also as on scale-based regulation as one of the upper layer. So we are among the top 16 upper NBFCs in the country. And in Kerala, we are the only one. And in the gold loan sector, we are the only one in the upper layer. That's definitely a feather in our cap. And we, along with all the employees, are upbeat about it. That is something which is positive, which has happened, is what I'd like to tell at this stage.
Are you getting more aggressive then on these differential rates to gain business? Yes, no?
Yeah, differential rates is a thing we always have been doing.
No, I agree, sir. But just want to understand, are you being a little more aggressive now? Do you feel the need to come up with more strategy?
Yeah. That should be a strategy. That means we cannot take things lying down. We have to also rise to the occasion and get more and more customers. That is what we are here, and that is what we are paid for. So I think we should, we'll try our best and try all methods to see that we maintain our market share and also our profitability.
Mr. Muthoot, we wish you all the best, sir. Thank you very much for joining us, and great speaking with you as always here on CNBC-TV18. Thank you. That's Muthoot Finance. A fair bit of competitive intensity from banks, as Mr. Muthoot himself outlined. and they're saying, well, I think what 12% or net interest, 11 to 12% net interest margins. They're saying, well, these ultra low teaser rates out of the way,